Hello, everybody. Hi. So, it's Friday night. What? So, my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party, and we're doing the Peacock tonight. So, let's do this. Let's give props to you-know-who. Everything I wanted to say just kind of flew out of my head just now. And I don't know why, but it did. Anyway, you know who we got to give props to. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. He's lounging hardcore. We were just playing before, so it was all good. So say hello. If you're painting with me tonight, let me know if anyone's painting with me tonight, and we'll get this thing started. So I'm going to show you my handy dandy table, and I just realized I forgot my camera stand. Got it. So we have to walk back over here. Always something. It's always something. If you're new to the fam, let me know that you're new. Right? We'll give you a nice warm East Creations family welcome. Let me show you my handy dandy table. So, we have the Java, of course, the water. I'm treating myself to using brand new brushes tonight. So I got a brand new big boy. He's a 1-inch flat. I got a brand new mini me. He's a small shader brush. I have a brand new tiny. He's a round brush for the details. And of course, Mr. Nifty's in the house. So, same colors every single party. We got black, blue, red, yellow, and white. I'll show you how to mix them. So, we got people popping on saying hello already. Gloria's here. Let me switch this back. There we go. They kind of changed the buttons around on me. Hello, Gloria. How you doing, sweetheart? Gloria's in the house. Tina B is here. What's up, doll? What's up, sweetheart? And we've got, let's see how Ariel is hanging out with us. Ariel is a new person here. Everybody give a warm welcome to Ariel. That's my daughter's name, by the way. Wendy is brandy spanking new. Let's give a warm Eve's Creations welcome to Wendy. And we've got Debbie in the house. Yeah, hello, Debbie. What's going on, sweetheart? Lynn is hanging out with us. We need a warm Eve's Creations welcome out to Lynn. And let's see who else we got going on. Is there two different Wendy's? Let me see. I'm scrolling up. Nope, same Wendy. Okay. And Tina B saying hello. Diane is here. Hello, Diane. How you doing, sweetheart? And Lynn is from, let's see, where's Lynn? Lynn's from Maryland. Hello, Lynn. How you doing, lovey? So, we got you going on here, and you're so welcome. And, yes, Ariel, that is my daughter's name. So, I'm glad you found me. I'm glad everybody found me. I'm going to put you guys in your handy dandy holder. Oh, we got Erica and Jasmine in the house. Hello, Erica and Jasmine. They're new to us. Hello. So Erica and Jasmine. And Diane's hanging out with us from Massachusetts. Massachusetts in the house. So, I got you guys in your handy dandy holder. Hello, everybody. So, just a few things I want to go over. I'm writing everything down for roll call. I don't know if you remember Tuesday. I had to keep turning around to write stuff down. I got smart. And grabbed a clipboard. There's some cells left up in here. So let me just go over a few things. I'm working on a 16 by 20 canvas. Right, Diane? My daughter gave me this color, so I figured I'd try it out. And I went with purple. I went with the purple tonight, so still having fun. Still trying different stuff. Why not, right? Why not? Why not try a new hobby? So I'm on a 16 by 20 canvas, 16 this way, 20 straight up and down. If you're working on something, thank you so much. If you're working on something a little different, that's fine. As long as you're in the same area of the canvas that I am in, you will be fine. You know, start thinking about what you want to do. What color do you want your background to be? What colors do you want your bird to be? I'm going to tell you right now, It was really, really hard for this artist to keep the bird monochromatic, meaning having all the colors like in the same family. And I'll just back her up a little bit, Wendy. There you go. Now you can see it all. I had to back the camera up. Back it up. Boop, 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 boop. So, you know, we have our painters tonight. We have our watchers and we have our creepers. If you're a creeper, you're just hanging out in the wings and you didn't say hello to us, that's okay. We love you too. All right. Yep. See, there you go, Wendy. I just had to back the camera up. And so think about what color do you want your background. Think about what colors do you want your peacock to be. I definitely, definitely, definitely want people to go rogue. I support going rogue. Rogue is what you need to do. So anyway, I cannot show you both at once. So if you need a reference, please take a screenshot. Yes, you are backwards, Lynn. So, I have the camera in selfie mode so I can see everybody's comments, and by doing that it flips everything around, so you are actually seeing this backwards on the other side. So that's why it's facing different than me posting the picture of it. So you guys are going to be like on the other side of this. That's why a lot of people think I'm lefty too, because it switches the camera. But it's just because I want to be able to see all your lovely comments. Yep, so there you go. All right, so I cannot show you both at once what we're working on and the painting. So if you need a reference, take a screenshot. And we're going to get started in like 2.5 seconds. So get yourselves ready, Freddy Spaghetti. And we're going to get ready. I think I covered everything. That seems so fast. Oh, guys, hey, guess what? Stars is back. What? Yes. Took me a while. Well, it took my sister a while, actually. But Stars is enabled, so you can hit your stars again. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you're not sure what Stars is, it's a form of payment. And oh, kid friendly. Thank you, Tina B. All my videos are kid friendly, so you guys watch your comments, and I'll try to watch this thing. And they're a penny each. So I want you to know what you're clicking on, okay? So Stars are a penny each. And I also have PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. So anything to send support. You all warm my heart. I send out Mr. Nifties for free if you do. I was actually doing that before I started the video. I got the Mr. Nifty mailing project going on. But anyway, enough about that. Thank you for the reminder, Tina B. I appreciate that. Let's get started. Oh, yeah. It's the almighty blank canvas. It's so scary. So scary. But we're going to hit it with our almighty brushes. So, since my... Hi, Carolyn. How you doing, sweetheart? Oh, everybody send Carolyn some healing wishes because the family's got the flu. The flu bug. Oh, that's the worst. And then everybody in the house gets sick. It's like everybody gets sick. Not just, you know, it is what it is. So, I'm going to swirl tap dab. Big boy, you want your bristles to be wet but not dripping. Oh, Karen, thank you so much for the stars. You're a sweetheart. Hello, 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 Karen. How you doing, lovey? Thank you so much. So, big boy is a 1-inch flat, and I had like a brown orangey color. So, to get the brown orangey color, I'm basically mixing everything on my palette. So, I'm going to grab red, I'm going to grab yellow, I'm going to grab white. Now, always grab from the side, so, because if you plunk in the middle, you're going to contaminate, that's a big word, contaminate. You're going to mess up your colors. So just always grab from the side. And I'm going to grab blue. And if I dab that all together, I'm going to get I should get something of the brown nature. If it's looking a little too green, you have to add more red. And if it's looking a little too purple, you got to add more yellow. And if I add some more white to this. That was a big old pile of white, right? We should be getting somewhere in the brown family, but I want this to be orangey. So I'm just gonna scoop all my red because that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna grab more yellow and we're gonna mash this together. All right, now it's getting to the point of where I want it. So when you're mixing colors, just play. Make sure you mix enough. I'm not gonna over mix this because I want the different streaks. Hello, Cindy. How you doing, sweetheart? I want the different streaks of color. I want the separation. So to get the separation of color, you just let your brush do all the work. Hello, Tina M. How you doing, doll? How you doing? So let your brush do all the work. So I just throw all the colors on my brush, and I don't over mix it. And then I just start painting with it. And automatically, I'm getting all that separation of color. And the thing you want to do, though, is you want to keep it moving. Because if you keep going over it, like if you want softer tones, you just keep painting over this and it's going to blend it all out. So if you don't like the separation of color and you want softer tones, then you just keep going over it with your paintbrush and it'll blend it all together and you're going to be all set. So we're going to throw the background on here real quick. And you want to keep it... Oh, thank you so much, Marla, for the stars. You're a sweetheart. Hello, Marla. Welcome to the fam, Marla. Marla's a newbie in the house. Hello, sweetheart. So, yeah. So we're going to fill this whole thing. Make sure that you keep your paint nice and thin. All right? Don't make it globby. Make it nice and thin. If you want the streaks to stay, you just stick and move. You just put it on there and keep it moving. And if you want it soft, you just keep blending over it. If it looks like this right there, there's kind of a glare on that side. I don't know why I'm getting a glare tonight, but I am. But that's okay. We're not doing anything in that corner, so it works out pretty well. If it looks like this, grab more paint. Okay, that's all. That's all. And you don't have to worry about this side too much because, see, I moved it too far up again, Tammy. There you go, love. You don't have to worry about this side too much because that's where Mr. Peacock's going. So, no worries on that one. Don't have to stretch that one. Stress. I can't talk. I need more coffee. That's the problem. So, I'm going to just fill this all in. We're just filling it all in. That's all we're doing. We're just filling it all in. And you know how I told you to make a lot because this way you don't have to worry about matching it up? Guess who ran out of her color already? Don't do what I do. Just do what I say. Oh, you like that? It's pretty much the motto. The motto here because I didn't... I thought I made enough, but I didn't make enough, so I'm just going to make it again. Reds, yellows, white, blue. Mash it all together. And for me to match this to what I already have on there is, well, that's going to be a trick and a half. That's what that's going to be. But, and I'm making a mess of my palette, but it's all good. It's all good. Let's see. Did I get it close? Oh, not too bad. A little darker than the original if I grab some more white. Not too bad. Close enough. Close enough. But you guys can do your background any color you want. Now, the reason I did an orangey brown color is because with my Peacock being in the blue family, orange is across from it on the color wheel. And that tells me that orange will make my blue colors pop. Hello, Bonnie. How you doing, sweetheart? Bonnie's here. Hey, Bonnie, stars is enabled. We've got the stars. Aw, Bonnie, you're so sweet. I guess you figured out that stars was enabled. We did it. We did it. Yay. Thank you so much, Bonnie. You are such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart. So, it's like a stars party going on over up in here. I like it. I like it a lot. Cynthia's running a little late. Cynthia, all we did was throw a background on, so you have plenty of time to catch up mustard if you want to. Because all we did is do a background. And you know me, I like to do the entire canvas as a background. So, that's what we're doing. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, nothing real special here. And I'm just kind of going over, softening it a little bit. Now that it sat on my canvas for a little bit, it had a chance to like set. So, as I soften it, it's not going to blend out as much as before. And I'm just covering up any canvas pieces that are still peeking through, because, you know, we don't want our canvas showing. When I do in-person parties, I have a lot of fun with that. I walk up to people, I'm like, your canvas is showing. You had a couple people message you from other groups that I'm in and had recommended they watch you, and they said they did and they enjoyed you and that they would probably be watching again. Aw, thank you so much, Bonnie. Thank you. Sharing. Yes, yes. Sharing is caring, guys. So share away. Share my page, share the video. You know, somebody has a question. I have a lot of how-to videos. So if you come across another painter friend and they're having a difficult time painting clouds or trees or mountains or anything, on my page and on my YouTube channel, YouTube, that's another one I say like a cow, YouTube. I don't know why I do that. Like when I say moon, I say moon and it comes out like a cow. There's just certain words that just want to have that double O accentuated, or that U sound accentuated. YouTube. Moon. Alright, there we go. Bam. Just like that. I'm going to put Big Boy in the water. Yours is brownish orange. Very cool, Melanie. Very cool. That's what we were shooting for. Hi, everybody. That's what we were shooting for. Because that's going to make your blue pop. So, if you have the little orange flecks in there, that's actually good job. Good thing. Because that's what's going to make your blue colors pop, okay? So, I gave everybody a chance to catch up mustard. And I got to move the camera back because Tammy's going to yell at me. She can't see the whole thing. And we'll be all set. And then we can start doing Mr. Peacock. So you guys want to make sure that when you're done with your background, we're going to give it a minute to dry. So make sure you're not painting it on too thick. Don't paint it on too thick. And if it is a little thick, just go over it with your brush a few times to smooth it out. It's like I'm a big elephant. It's like an elephant just then. Go over it a few times so you can have it nice and smooth, and it'll dry a little bit faster. I wonder if I can make the elephant sound. Can anybody make the elephant sound? Like you have to press your lips together, right? And go. I don't know. I used to do that as a kid. I don't know if that sounded like an elephant. Kind of sounded like something else. But I'm gonna watch my mouth and make sure it behaves. Alright, so once you're done with your background, you want to make sure you have a nice pile of clean white paint because we're going to map. And any of you that are new, I'm going to explain mapping to you. So mapping, we basically do, not basically, we do our whole shape in white first. And the reason we do it in white first, so I'm going to show you how to paint this whole entire peacock shape. Hello, 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 Lisa. How you doing, sweetheart? Lisa V's in the house. Marla is saying, I really like the way it's streaking the different shades of orangey brown on the canvas, right? It's so much fun. You can do a lot with that type of background. Like if you're doing an old building or an old fence or anything along those lines, you can definitely do a lot. So we're going to do this whole shape in white first. And the reason we do it in white is there's a few reasons. Number one, if you screw up, you can easily blend the white right back out again with your background color. Number two, you're good. I'm doing pretty good. Ariel, funny you mentioned elephant. My canvas has an elephant pre-printed on it. I'm telling you, something's working with us too, Ariel, because you have my daughter's name, and now I'm connecting with your elephant thing. It's in the universe. It's in the universe. Yep, you're stuck here. So I forgot what I was talking about. Mapping. Yes. So another reason we map is because it's gonna get your colors to pop. So you're welcome. So when you map and put the white base coat, when you put your colors on top of that, it creates the colors to pop. So it works out really well to do that. So I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. And we're going to put our, I got all new brushes tonight. I told you guys. Now you have a craving for peanuts. Diane, you're hysterical. I love you. Can't eat peanuts with this tooth. This non-tooth is still healing. Lisa says she likes mapping because it does work out with, yes, that's right, Lisa. It does work out for all the different colors. So, anyway, big boy. White paint. We gotta find our center. Let's find our center. Take a woosah moment. You do crack me up, Diane. We're gonna find our center. And in our center, we're going to go a good stretched out hand down. And we're just gonna put a line, and we're going to put a line. It's going to be a little bit at an angle, not much. All right, not much of an angle, not very steep, because you don't want your peacock looking like a chicken. And then once you put that line, then you're going to put the angled line to the corner. Bam, just like that. Okay? So this one has a slight angle. If you made it too steep, if you made it too much of an angle, it's okay. You can fix it. We're going to cover it. We're going to cover it. And then you're going to do your angled line all the way to the corner. So this is this is pretty much dead center of the middle of the canvas where you put this line, okay? So this one starts halfway between the middle and the top. That's where this line starts. And then this line is dead center of your canvas. And you're going to put that all the way to your corner. Okay? All the way to your corner. And this way, your peacock is going to be where it needs to be. Alright, so I'm going to grab more white paint. And about halfway from the set, so this piece, halfway from the middle to the bottom, you want to go halfway. And on that part, you're just going to flare out. We're gonna whoosh. We're gonna swoosh. Swish? What do I say? I forget what I say. We're gonna swoop. That's what I say. We're gonna swoop. Okay, Eve. All right, so we're gonna just swoop. Swoop. Yes. Thank you, guys. All right, and you're just gonna fill in that whole swooping section with white. All right, because this is where all his feathers are going to be. This is going to be where all his feathers are going to be. And if you're getting some background color in there, swoop, swoop, swoop-de-doo. Okay, you guys, thank you. I totally forgot what I said. This is where his feathers are going to be. And if you're getting some background color in there, that's fine, because we're going to be doing lots and lots and lots of layers on this. All right? And if you want a bigger area of feathers, you can turn around and swoop a little more. You can swoop a little more. I'm going to swoop a little more. Swoop, just like that. All right, so now we know. And I'm going to swoop. Let's swoop this up a little higher too. Why not? Swoop, swoop that up a little higher. There we go. Now we're going to have lots of flared out feathers. Once you do that, you're going to turn around. And you're going to go where you did your little nook here. And, you know, you follow down this line. And you're going to curve that. Just like that. You're going to put a curve there. Fill it in. Fill it in. And then you're going to turn around. And you're going to go from that spot again. And you're going to come down. And then do a curve there. Okay. So now it looks like a mop. Now it looks like a big old mop. Okay. And if, so those two curves, we're swooping, baby. Those two curves are your wings. Hi, Irene. How you doing, sweetheart? That looks like a wedding dress at this point. That would be a really pretty painting. I did a wedding dress painting once, eons ago. I'm going to write that down, Diane, because I did one eons ago. I loved it. I loved the painting, and I would totally do it again. So I'm writing that down, Diane, because June is all June brides, right? Ooh, maybe I can do a dress painting and have all the flowers in the skirt. That would look really, really cool. All right. Once you have that piece, you're going to follow down alongside of this. And like on the upper part of your wing here. So you're going to follow down this way. And you're going to do a bump. You're going to do a bump. Okay? And that bump, thank God it's Friday. That bump is this piece right here. That's the bump. Okay? That's this piece right here. So these two swoops were his wings. And then this bump is his chest piece. Alright? That's that. Okay? And then you're going to come up here, and you're going to follow your line up, and you're going to do an oval, a very thin oval. Don't make it fat, because that's his face. You messed up, so you're starting over with a black canvas, black background. Sweet! That'll be really pretty, actually. That'll be really pretty, Cynthia. So, you don't want this to be fat. It's a very, very thin oval, because that's his face, okay? So don't make that too fat. And we're going to follow up over his head, and we're going to make his neck bigger on that side. Okay? And you just want this to have a nice flow to it. So you're just going to have it, you know, just take your brush and sweep it along and have it flow right into that wing area. And then if you need, and then right where your oval is, you're going to cut in a little piece right here. Okay, so you're going to cut a little piece right there, and you're just going to blend nice and soft and pretty, and you're just going to come in and connect that to the chest piece. Alright, so, and there, is the shape of our peacock. So, we're going to put Big Boy in the water. Alright, and we're going to grab Tiny. We're going to grab Tiny and we're going to put in the beak shape. Just so it could look more of like a peacock for you. So I'm going to grab Tiny and just my white paint. Tiny is a small round brush for details. A brand new Tiny. I'm treating myself to using new brushes tonight. I hope you guys are treating yourselves in your painting adventures. I hope you get supplies and use them. Tina B. I'm feeling sassy with this makeup on. I got the sassy pants makeup on. Alright, for the beak, so let me show you the beak. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, it's going to go into this point right here. Okay, so you're going to follow from the top of your head here, and you're going to bring it down. And you're going to come straight down. Thank you, Marla. I'm feeling good, right? Isn't it fun? Like, you know, it's nice to I got makeup up to my eyeballs, though. It's nice to get yourself all dolled up and not even, you know, like, not doing it for anybody, but just to make yourself feel better. It's kind of fun, you know. And Tina B saying you're using Big Boy and Nifty. All right. And then once you have that line in, you're gonna follow along this piece. You're gonna follow along this piece and then bring it into that one. Follow along this piece, and you're gonna do a little, like, arch it in right there. Alright, don't go straight down like this. You're going to follow this curve, right, because we made a little oval, and you're going to arch it in right there, and then drop it down. Okay, that little arch piece right here is the difference between a peacock and a chicken. That's right, Marla. 6,000%, right? You got to do these things for yourself. 6,000%. And yes, I'm using Tiny to fill this in. Don't come at me. I always say don't use your small detail brushes to color anything in, and I'm breaking the cardinal rule here. But as I'm doing this, I'm making sure I'm pulling my bristles nice and straight and flat, so I don't mess my brush up. And there we go. All right, so ta-da! I'll give everybody a chance to catch up. Mustard, if you have any questions on what I did where, because you kind of missed it, just let me know. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of roll call. And now you just get to color. How fun is that, right? We're going to color. So figure out what colors you want your peacock to be. And mine is blue and teal and white. So my colors are blue, teal, and white. And that color scheme follows throughout the whole peacock. So I have these are white, the beak is white, the eyeliner is white, the white little ovals here. I have the turquoise, and the turquoise is actually in here. It's hard to see because it came out really dark. And then the blue, and then the accent, and these are all blue. No, I did not get my notebook back from my sister. So for roll call, I actually used a brain cell. You need to get a tiny, a big boy, and a smushy. I sell the brush sets, Donna. I do sell the brush sets. The description is on my event page. The brush sets, you get every brush I use. And it's the only brushes I've ever used for every single video. So if you want to match the exact supplies that I use, just message me and I can, we can do a brush set order. And then you don't have to, like, investigate anything. You'll have everything you need. So, Irene, I did not, but I used a brain cell and I'm using a clipboard. Alright, so we got Bonnie in the house. She's back. Gloria's hanging out with us. Tina B. Ariel's a newbie. Wendy's a newbie. Debbie and Lynn. Lynn is a newbie. Diane, Erica, and Jasmine are painting together. Yes. Diane again. I have 2 Dianes. I don't know if there's 2 Dianes or I just wrote your name twice. Carolyn's in the house. We got Karen. Cindy, Tina M, Marla, Melanie, Lisa, and Irene. Yes. Can I show? Hi, Gracie. Yes, convenient. So it works out. Yeah, I can show you the original again. There you go. So these swoops were the feathers. Green, purple, and teal, all iridescent. Oh my goodness, Cynthia, that sounds amazing. These 2 humps right here are his wings. Hi, Susan from Chattanooga. How you doing, honey? Susan from Chattanooga. She's new in the house. Hello, 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 sweetheart. And then, this piece right here, this bent piece, is right here when we did this line. And then we just thicken the neck to flow into the rest of it. We did an oval as his head. Put this halfway through the oval and brought it into our body area. Oh, okay. Hi, Susan. Oh, you painted with me before, but you were just a little creeper. You didn't say hi. And Marla's doing all metallic colors. Oh my goodness, that sounds beautiful. So there's a place on the event page to post your work once you're done, because I want to see all these amazing color combinations you guys are doing. 6,000%. So we're going to take out Big Boy, and we're going to color. So Swirl Tap Dab and Big Boy, I don't have to worry about being too clean because he only has white in them. And I'm going to grab my blue paint with a little bit of a microscopic amount of white. You couldn't find a place on my event page when you did the basket. It's there. I don't know why. I don't know why the event page is being so tricky. Like, you guys are having a hard time finding stuff. I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. Sometimes it doesn't even let me see the whole event page, so I don't know what's going on. I do promise you it's there. I did post it. Alright, so blue with a little bit of white. And we're just going to color in. And I'm going to go nice and slow and use the edge of the brush so I stay in my lines, because you guys know how good I am at staying in my lines. So, and we're just going to, you don't have to worry about this edge, just fluff it into this area right here. You don't have to worry about that edge right now. Okay, and if your wings are a completely different color than your body, you're going to use white paint with the color that your wings are when we go to put in the wings. Okay, so right now we're just coloring. Because acrylic paint's all layers. The more layers of color you do, the better it's going to look and the more it's going to pop. So you just got to keep that in mind as you're doing this. And I'm going to go nice and careful with my brand new edge on my big boy. And I still went out of the lines, but since I have white in my paint, you can't see it. Ha ha. Ha ha. And as I'm doing this, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I really don't know. And it doesn't even let me see all the posts. That's why when somebody posts something, sometimes I'm really late in getting to answer them because I don't see it. So if you ever have any questions, just ask me. So I'm just refilling my brush here. Not a lot of paint on there. And I'm going nice and easy. And we're just putting the base coat in so I don't have to worry about anything. And I'm just softening this all out. Right, just pulling it through what I already had and doing a little back and forth and softening it. Because sometimes you have to blend it a little because it comes, you know, you grab your color and then you wind up having it be a little bit different than the colors that you already have on there. And we're just coloring, guys. It's all we're doing. It's all we're doing. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, follow this in, and I don't have to worry about the beak. So I'm just going to, and as I'm painting this, I'm following the direction of the shape. If you noticed, I went down with the head and the body. I went all this way with that, you know. So you want to follow. You want to follow the direction, you know, that his I don't know, is it feathers? I don't know what's on a peacock skin. Is it all feathers? I have no idea, to tell you the truth. Okay, so once I have that in, I'm gonna grab Mini Me. Mini Me is a small shader brush. It looks just like Big Boy. And I'm gonna grab Just Blue. I'm gonna grab Just Blue, and right in here, so you want to grab the darkest color in your colors that you're doing, right in here. We're gonna follow this line, and we're gonna put a little hook. And then you're gonna turn around and add some more paint, and you got to do this while everything's wet. So I'm going to add some more paint around that little hook. I'm going to wipe my brush off, and then I'm going to zigzag zoom. I'm going to zigzag zoom to blend that in. The rest of this color. And if it dried on you a little bit, you could always grab your original color and put that back on and then zigzag zoom between the two. Mine dried a little bit, so I'm just grabbing the original color and I'm going to zigzag zoom between the two of them. And this is going to be the little cheekers. This is the little cheekers on the peacock face. Okay. And you could also smudge with your finger if you want to blend with your finger. The finger is like one of the best blending tools ever. Hello, fam. Hi, Cynthia. So, and I'm just kind of zigzag zoom. Just blending that out. Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them as an artist. Yeah, I use my fingers for blending a lot. 6,000%. Okay, now that you have that designated, we're going to get out, we're going to do the feather shapes. We're going to do the feather shapes in just white. So I did mine with Big Boy, but that might be a little tricky for you guys. So I guess I'll use Mini Me. So I'm going to grab my white, and I'm going to grab my blue. And this is just preliminary, so I'm not going to stress it. I'm just putting like the base color on for right now. So I'm just making some blue and white going on here. And because we got to run the body and the wings into our feathers, so this is all just preliminary. So it's in rows. So we have, this is row 1, and then this is row 2, and then we have a few extra pieces, and then it's just darkened in between those, so you don't see the third row. Okay, so what we want to do is we're gonna follow this right here, this angle. And you're going to put in your first. I'm going to add more white so you can see that, because you really can't see it with all the blue going on. And you're going to add in, and they're all like eyeball shapes. They're pointed on both sides. Okay, so I'm adding more white to mine so you can see them. So you're going to follow this angle right here, and you're going to put in your first feather. And like I said, we're not stressing this. This is coat 1. This is coat 1, okay? And I'm going to grab extra white so you can see these. And then next to it, I'm going to start here. And we're not worrying about the shading right now. We're not worrying about anything. We're just placing the feathers on here. Okay, so the other one's right next to that. And what you want to do as you're placing these, you want to curve. You want to curve. Alright, so I got this one. So the next one is going to be curved up this way. So I'm going to put my point here. See how this is making a curve? And then do my eyeball. And then you're going to do your eyeball. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. So all you want to do is follow that curve, and you're just placing these eyeball shapes in. And like I said, this is our first coat. This is our base coat. We're not stressing anything. We're just getting where they're going to be on here. And then we'll talk about the overlapping in a minute. So right now I just want to follow this curve. So then the next one's going to go here. And I'm going to draw the eyeball. Okay. And if you're not good, I'll show you a trick. If you're not good at painting shapes, like so they're even on both sides, I'll show you a trick. And if you're not good at painting shapes at an angle, right, if you're having a hard time painting these eyeballs at an angle, what you want to do is, all right, so we're going to put the next one in, and that's going to be angled. So I'm going to put a dot where the next one is. And you can draw a line at the angle you want it to be. You can draw a line. Okay, that's the angle I want right there. Let me give you a close-up. Close-up! Hi, everybody. So you can draw a line, the angle that you want your eyeball to be. And then you're going to turn around, and on either side, you draw your shape. So you draw the one side this way. Okay, you draw the one side that way, and then you draw it on the other way, the other side, like this. So this way, your shape, and then you could just fix it. This way, your shape is at the angle that you wanted it to be at. And it's even, pretty even on both sides. Okay? So if you're having a hard time drawing a shape at an angle to follow this curve, that's what you want to do. So I'll tell you that again. So you want to turn around and you're going to mark where it's going, right? Following this curve. And then you draw a line at the angle that you want it to be. And then you can turn around and do your eyeball shape on this side. And then your eyeball shape on the other side. And then fill it in. And you will have your shape at the angle that you wanted it to be at. Alright guys, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, you guys got this. Alright, so then the next one, then they start fanning out to the front. So this one's going to be here. I'm going to do my line and then do my eyeball this way. So you want these touching, or they can be running into each other. So you don't have to have them all perfectly lined up. They can be overlapping each other or running into each other, because that's what they would be doing. You know, I'm sure Peacock's feathers aren't completely lined up and not overlapping, and you know, I don't think they're like perfectly lined up. I think some are overlapping and some are hitting each other and all that good stuff as he waddles around. So I did these with Big Boy because I don't have the patience to do this stuff with all these little things. So I mean, but you guys, yes, Mary, the replay is always available on my page or on YouTube. Okay, so up here, I'm going to do the feather that's sticking straight up. I got to grab more white paint, though. I'm out of white. We're out of white. Out of here, white. White is out of here. I got to grab more. Yes, I do. 6,000%. So, yes, Mary, 6,000%. My YouTube page or my my page. All right, so we have the feather that's kind of sticking straight up, doing its own thing. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to go swoop, straight up. Just like that. And if you notice, I hold my brush back here. I put it straight on my canvas, and I just pulled. The faster you pull, the straighter it's going to be. 6,000%. Okay, and then I can do my eyeball. All right, and then we're going to do the next layer. So, fill this in. Alright, so, then we got to do the next layer. So the next layer is actually coming out from underneath these. So we only have to do the sides. Okay, so the next layer is coming out from underneath these. So there was one. I'm putting like all this paint on my brush because the patience is gone already. So the next one we're going to put here. Right? But be careful, guys. If you do that, you're going to get globs on your painting. So you don't want to get globs on your painting. I know how to deal with having globs on my painting, but that might cause a problem for you. Like I said, do as I say, don't do as I do. So the next one we're going to put here. And then we're going to put one coming out here. Alright, just doing a little swoop. And then we got one here. So, and I'm just kind of filling in between. And I am changing my color tones a little bit. Like I'm making this a little darker so I can see what's going on. And I'm not like having it be the same colors as the other ones. because this way, you know, if you make them all the same color, you're not going to see what's going on. And you know, they don't have to be coming out from the separation. So this one can be coming out right underneath the other one. It doesn't have to be all like the pattern, like you want to put one in the middle of each of these. You don't have to do that, because that's not the way the feathers are. We don't have to make it perfect. That's the one cool thing about Mother Nature, is it's all perfectly imperfect. And I love it, 6,000%. So this one, I'm just going to put the side in here, right here. And I'm going to go and grab some darker blue so I can really see what's going on. And I'm going to tuck this in here. Okay, so anything that's kind of tucked in and underneath, you just want to make it your darker color. We're not, I'm going to show you how to shade these. I'm not going to shade every single one, because we'll be here till next week. I'm going to show you how to shade these. But as you're putting these in, you can start making some darker and lighter as you're putting them in. So, especially on layer number 2. How did you know you were doing that with the feathers? I'm in your head. Yeah, you don't have to do that. You don't have to make sure it's making a perfect pattern of being, you know, in the middle of the little nooks here. You can turn around and throw them in. So it's not that perfect pattern. If you see, I'm placing these very random. I'm just following that angle though. I'm following this. All right, everything is pointing in the same direction. Okay, so can I pull back the camera so you can see that side better? Yes, Lisa D, you got it, sweetheart. So there you go. I pulled it up close to show you, I forgot what I was showing you, but we needed a close-up on something. Yep, so, and then this one I could put to where it's going to be laying completely underneath the other one. So I'm going to give it a dark edge here, in this spot that's tucked in here. I'm going to make it nice and dark. All right, so you can start doing the variations of the colors depending on which one's on top and which one's on bottom. All right, so we're not necessarily worrying about the shading, and some of you might not be able to get the shading right away. So if you just do different variations of the color, that'll totally work for you. And like I said, if it's tucked in or another one's against it, and it's going to be underneath that other one, you just make it darker. Okay, so see how this one is underneath that one? So that's how you would do that. All right, so I'm just changing. I'm just doing darker blue and lighter blue. That's all I'm doing. Darker blue and lighter blue. So more blue, more white. Doesn't matter, whichever way. You know, I'm kind of just kerplunking. I'm really just kerplunking and seeing what's happening. So now as you get to this part, they're going to start pointing down. Right? They're going to start pointing down like this. So, you know, if you want to draw your line so it's going down, and I'm going to draw this one. I'm going to draw this one in. Okay, we're going to put this one in, and then here, I'm just going to put really dark blue paint, because there's one that is in here, but I don't know what he's doing or where he went, but so you can give the hint of one being in here. So this is all very random. And, you know, if you want to make a pattern, you can make a pattern. But it's very random, and all you're doing is putting in these little eyeball shapes. And the only thing you have to do is, obviously you want to change your colors, because if one's over another one, you can easily just change your color and it'll work out. And the only thing you want to do is to follow the angles. Okay, and we're going to fill these all in. I'm going to switch to Big Boy just for the sake of time. Because you guys got the point. And so with Big Boy, I'm going to swirl tap that Big Boy. And I put some, I just plunk them in my blue and I plunk them in my white. And I make sure he has a nice thin edge on him. And then I turn around and I do a swoop, swoop. I do a swoop and then a swoop, like that. And then I could fill this in with a Big Boy. Okay, so if you guys want to use your bigger brush, you can. That's how I do it. Alright, and then I'm just going to grab some more white and I'm going to swoop this way, right there. And so it's up to you. You know, you can do some of them with mini-me or smaller brush. You know, it all depends on how particular you're going to be with these. And don't worry about these like little spaces right here, okay? Don't worry about those. And I literally just went through and see how I followed that angle though right there? So I'll put a line right here. And I want to make sure I don't have a lot of paint on my brush. And then I'm just going to go this way and then that way. And then I just fill it in. So you can do this with your big brush too. It's all personal preference, really. It doesn't matter either way. And then I'm going to put this one in here like this. I'm going to put one in that way and that way. Just like that. Okay. And then we have the guy going up. And then I have like a little piece right here. So I'm just going to turn around and take the paint and just kind of do a little arch on that. And then fill that in. Alright guys, so, and then those little spaces, remember I said don't worry about those little spaces. What you're going to do is you're just going to fill that in with your darkest color. You're going to fill those in with your darkest color. So you're just going to turn around and fill in all those little spaces with the darkest color. That's all you're going to do. Okay, so I just grabbed just blue and I'm going to make this dark, 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 dark. Because that's feathers there, but we don't see them. We don't see their entire shape because it's going off the canvas. So I just fill it in with the dark paint. And then this one, I'll swoop some more since it's going off the edge. Living on the edge. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to swoop a few more in here. So it's really up to you whether you want to use the small brush or the big brush. The only thing that you have to, you know, it's all your own personal style and how particular you want to get. And like I said, the only thing you have to do, though, is make sure that you're changing the colors up so you can see the individual feathers going on. And you just want to tuck in the dark in between this stuff, okay? And then I'm just kind of going over this just to, so since this got messy, I'm going to go back and go over my first feathers to clean this edge up because it got messy putting in the other row. But I'm not being any sort of way about any of it. I'm just taking my lighter paint and I'm cleaning up the edge. Okay, because we're going to have to clean up the edge again when we put the wings in. So we're not going to stress this right now. I'm just cleaning it up so this way you can tell the other ones are underneath. Alright, so, and like I said, this is going to get done in a couple of layers because I got to show you how to shade these. But we're going to give it a break because we're going to move on to something else and take a little feather break. Because as you're doing this, you're going to hit a point where you're like kind of over it, and then you just start kerplunking them in, and then, you know, you're going to make it a big mushy mess. So it's okay to take a little break, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to wipe Big Boy off, and then I'm going to put him in the water, and we're going to work on something else, and we're going to take a little feather break so you don't just start, because you have to get all these feathers in, right? So it's okay to move to something else on your painting. You can totally do that, 6,000%, and work on something else, and then go back to it. It's all good. You don't have to worry about that stuff. So the next thing I'm going to show you is the wing. I'm going to show you the wings. I'm going to show you the details in the face. And then I'm going to show you how to shade your feathers and, you know, putting the design in the feathers. So we have wings to paint in, and then all the little details, the shading, and then all the little details. That's what we got. So I'm going to grab my soda, and my music stopped. I'm going to start the music. See? So if you guys notice, I'm walking away right now. I'm taking a minute for myself. I'm going to get my drink. I'm going to do roll call. I'm going to restart the music. You know, so you don't have to turn around and like strap yourself in and make it to where it's not fun anymore. You know, we all hit that point where our level of patience is reached. Some of us have more patience than others. I know Lisa V has more patience than I do. 6,000%, because she puts all these amazing little details into her paintings. And I actually let my painting sit, and every once in a while I go up to it and I'll add something to it. Cheers everybody. Let's have a stars party. Oh yeah, stars parties are fun. I could get down with the stars party. Stars parties are fun. Thank you so much for the stars, Bonnie. You're a sweetheart. You are such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart. So, got the music going again. We got our feathers on there. I'm going to show you how to mix teal. I got to get myself some clean blue and some clean yellow. So I'm going to grab some clean blue paint. And we're going to grab some yellow. So teal, when you're working with just the primary colors to get that pretty green teal color, is just blue with a little bit of yellow. Hi, Sheila. How you doing, lovey? Hello, Sheila. Is blue with a little bit of yellow and a whole lot of white. So I'm going to swirl, tap, dab, Big Boy. And I got my clean blue and my yellow over here. So I'm kind of just going to grab some of this yellow and smash this down here. If you put too much yellow, you're going to get like a Kelly green instead. And then you want to add white to it to see if you're getting to the color that you want. So I added white. I'm doing a little scoop. I'm doing a little mash. And it's looking a little blue still. So I want to add a little more yellow. So you just add the yellow in small increments. So this way you get the teal that you want, and you don't wind up with Kelly green. So you just add a little at a time. You add a little at a time and keep mushing it around, and then you'll get your pretty teal color. All right, so I'm going to wipe my brush off, and we're going to put in where the wings are. Now the wings are super easy. So what you want to do is where we put this, you're going to follow the neckline and start right here where it starts to bend out, and you're going to do an arch this way. Just like that. And I'm going to add more white because you guys can't see that. I really like the color, but you can't see it, so I'm going to add white to it. Alright, so I'm going to go where the neck starts to curve this way. I'm going to come in and I'm going to swoop just like that. And then you swoop this one on this side. You can make it a little bigger if you need to, or fix the shape, or whatever you need to do. And you're just going to color it in. I had a big old mess right there. Okay, so you're just going to color it in. And that's it. That is his one wing. And then when you get to here, you can either be messy about it or actually try to feed it into the feathers. I'm going to be messy about it because I know I'm going to be fixing these feathers when I show you how to do the shading. Now the shading, don't stress it, guys. The shading is the same exact lesson of when I told you guys how to shade flower petals. It's the same thing. And like I said, if you don't get the shading, if you just make these all different, like using the same base of color, but making them lighter and darker, you can get away without having to shade the feathers. Because they're going to pop being lighter and darker. So if you're going to do the lighter and darker, and you just change the shade of them a little bit, you're totally fine with that. And you just want to make the lighter ones here, then the middle, and then darkest down here. And then you just change a little bit the color between the two. So the next wing's a little tricky in finding the right spot. So what you're going to do is right where this nook is, okay? You're going to look at where this nook is, and then you're going to look at where this one is. And you're going to come up from this nook to this point right here. And then follow it through. Okay, so you want these, it's a little bit of an angle, but you want those to line up. But you're going to put your curve right, so the nook is kind of in between. And then, for the other side of the wing, you just want to curve it this way. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. See that? That's all. That's all you have to do. So now you guys, you want to start thinking about what design do you want to put on your feathers. I did teardrops, and then a circle, and then dots. So I did a teardrop, and then I put the color in the teardrop, and then I did a black circle, and then I put dots in the black circle. So you guys can turn around and figure out what colors and what you want to use for your design. So there's his two wings. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay? And then the next thing we're going to do is I want you to take out your detail brush, or I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty. If any of you are wondering who Mr. Nifty is, you get him for free. And I'm going to make sure that my black paint is nice and loosey-goosey because it's been sitting there a minute. So I'm going to grab a little bit of water. I just put my brush in the water. See that drip on it? And I'm going to put it in my paint and swirl it around. And I want to make sure that I have nice loosey-goosey paint. So where it's not being globby, you want it nice and loose, and you don't want to go nutty with the water because then you're going to wind up not getting the black color. But you want to make sure it's nice and smooth. Right? Then I'm going to wipe off my brush because I just made a mess on it. And I'm going to grab that nice smoothed out black. And I'm going to come up here to the top of his head. And I'm going to sit it like a pencil because all this is dry. And right on this curve right here, on the one side, I'm going to pull up. And then on the other side, I'm going to pull up. Make sure you don't put your hand in what you just painted. And then you're just going to put lines in between these all. So I'm just going to pull down. Notice I'm moving my hand, not the brush. And the faster you go, the straighter and thinner these will be. And you just want to put these lines in following this curve. Following that curve. Just like that. And if one runs into another one, it's okay. It don't matter. Like I said, it's perfectly imperfect. It's Mother Nature. And we're done with the black for now. So I am going to swirl, tap, dab Mr. Nifty. And I'm going to put him to the side. And I'm going to grab Tiny with white paint. And grab Tiny with some white paint. How's everybody doing out there? You're doing good? You're all zoning out on your feathers? Right? Hanging tough with me. I notice all those stars. I find if I use my pinky as I do lines, it really guides me. Yes, good point, Marla. So what Marla's talking about is when you put your hand out, if you turn around and steady your hand, you can steady your hand with your pinky being out, and that's what guides you down the canvas. So it's a very good point. So I'm going to do the beak. So we have this beak in here, but I got this blue going on. So what I want to do is where the white starts on my beak, I'm going to angle that in. I'm going to angle that in. And then we're going to do a little swoopy arch right there. Swoopy, swoopy. And then if this is like a bump, you know, so I'm going to smooth that out. I'm going to smooth out that arch that we made before. Alright? And then I'm going to grab Mr. Mini-Me. I'm going to behave and grab Mini-Me and color this in. And color this in. So I'm behaving. I grab Mini-Me to do my coloring. 6,000%. You don't want to fill things in with your tiny brush because what happens is you're going to ruin the tiny brush. So Mini-Me is called a shader because he has a flat edge just like my big boy brush does. And this way you can color in and you're not going to kill your tiny brush. Alright? So now I got to do my eyeball oval. So I'm going to grab white and blue because my eyeball oval, this is a monochromatic painting. So everything is all like the same colors of those three colors I'm using. Like some of you said you were using the metallics, and some of you mentioned that you had the iridescence going on. So these are going to look super duper cool. So the inside of my eye is light blue. So I just want to do a teardrop. You want to start the teardrop where your little cheek curve is. You're going to start it there. And then move towards the beak. And the point of the beak, this is all lines up. So you got the point of your beak, eyeball, top of cheek. Okay, that all lines up. And I'm just going to put in, go figure, I'm going to put in an eyeball shape. That's what I'm going to do. Right? An eyeball shape for the eyeball. That makes sense. That makes sense. Swirl, tap, dab in my Mini-Me. And I'm going to grab my white paint because the top of my little spokes are just circles. So I'm just going to grab Mini-Me. I'm going to try not to put my hand in the eyeball I just painted. And I'm just going to make these little circles up here. Parentheses and a parentheses. Or you can do a scribble circle if you want to. And don't keep playing with it. Leave it alone. If it's not a perfect circle, guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody's going to notice that it's not a perfect circle. Because the more you play with it, the bigger it's going to get. So just leave it alone. Leave it alone, guys. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. And you want to make sure that you get the little arch. So if you have to move it down on your stem a little bit to get that arch, that's okay. Okay, so you want to make sure you got the arch going on. So it curves around. And you have your little circles on the top of his head. 6,000%. Oh yeah. Let's do some roll call. Roll call in the house. We got Bonnie and Gloria, Tina B and Ariel. We have Wendy and Debbie and Lynn and Diane and Erica and Jasmine. How you guys doing? You having fun together? We got Diane and Carolyn and Karen and Cindy and Tina M and Marla and Melanie and Lisa and Irene and Gracie and Susan and Sheila. Everybody's hanging out tonight. That's right. Got everybody hanging out tonight, and I must have kicked my stool like 5 times already. You'd think I'd move the stool. I started using the wooden end of my brush to make them so it doesn't happen. I always get bigger when I try to fix mine. Yes, the more you play with it, the bigger it's going to get. 6,000%. That's what's going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the shading on these. Okay? I'm going to show you how to do it. I am not going to do every feather because we'll be here till next week. And I already did it, so I don't have to do it again. So what I'm talking about is right in here. See that? Okay, so this is on top of this. And you see this nice darker area, and then it goes into being lighter, because then this one winds up being over that one. See that? So this one is the loser. He's at the bottom. And then this one's on top of that. And then this guy's the winner because he's on top of that. So I'm going to show you how to make that look like that with the shading. Okay? And you can see it in this one too. Alright, so all these are sitting on top of each other. And I made that happen with the shading. Okay? So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You can totally do it. I have the fullest confidence in you. And we're going to grab a patch of, I'm going to grab the patch of feathers right here, because I got to fix where the wing kind of overstepped. And I'm going to grab, Mini-Me. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start off with your base coat. Okay, so I'm going to grab my blue, and I'm going to grab my white, and I'm going to put my base coat on. So this guy is on top of everybody. So we're just going to make him a really, really light blue color, right? Like I said, just changing the tones of the colors, you can do that too. So I'm going to make him a really light blue color. And I'm going to be fixing where my wing went into my feathers. So we're going to start off. You've done that too. It's a good trick, right? So this guy's on top, so we don't have to do anything to him except color him in. And I'm using Mini-Me. Alright. Now I want to do the base coat on him. Okay, so I'm grabbing the blue and I'm grabbing the white, and I'm going to color this guy in. So I'm going to follow under here. We're going to follow, and I need more white. And you're just going to put the base coat. Make sure this is nice and wet for you. Okay, so you just put the base coat in. Just like that. Fill it in nice and nice. And then what you want to do is I'm going to grab a microscopic... Hi, Carol! I'm going to grab a microscopic amount of blue paint. And I'm going to come over to this edge. You have to do this while it's still wet. And I'm going to put this zigzag zoom style right on that edge. Grab a little bit more. Okay, now it's right on that edge. I'm going to wipe my brush off. That's the key, that's the trick right there. You got to wipe your brush off. Make sure you don't have any goopy gobbies on there or anything going on. Nice and clean and wiped off. You come back over here and you just do a zigzag zoom into the rest of your feather. Okay, so I'm going into here and then I'm just kind of pulling outwards and zigzag zooming it. And this way, by the time I hit here, it's all blended through and you can't see it. Alright, now I'm going to grab the blue again and I'm going to come over here and do this edge with that base color. I'm going to come over here and do this edge with that base color because he's over the other one. And I'm going to just zigzag zoom even more so it softens all out. Very light touch, just moving my hand back and forth. That's what I mean when I say zigzag zoom. This is zigzag zoom, everybody. So, show you again. I'm going to show you one more. Yep, fluff and feathers. So I'm going to show you one more time, okay? So I'm going to grab my base color. Right? So when I say base color, I mean the basic color all of these are in. I'm going to fix this point because the feathers, you know, my wing went over it. I'm going to go underneath that curve right here. And I'm going to fill this in. Get it nice and wet. Because you can't do this if it's not wet. Okay, so I'm going to fill this in, get it nice and wet. I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm going to grab just blue. I'm going to come underneath this edge. With just the blue. I'm going to wipe my brush off. And now I'm going to move it back and forth. I'm going to zigzag zoom. In and out of the color into the wet that I just put down. Just in and out. I'm just going in and out, zigzagging my brush back and forth. In and out, zigzagging my brush back and forth. Okay, and then to make this an even softer transition, because you see how it's kind of a hard line still, I'm going to go back to that original blue. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to wipe my brush off. And then you're going to turn around and do the same thing. And it's going to get rid of that hard line right there. If your paint is dry, this isn't going to work. Everything has to be wet, 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 wet. So, those of you that want to be very particular with your feathers and make this like exactly the way that I did it, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Okay, and it's just moving, it's just zigzag zooming, that's all you're doing. And you can get the shading on there. Okay guys, that's how you do the shading. And you can pick whatever feather you want on top. Like this guy could be on the bottom of these two. So I can turn around and, you know, this guy's on top, right? So then this guy's on the bottom of both of them. So I'm going to grab my blue and I'm going to go on the edge over here. And I'm going to go on the edge over there. And then I'm going to wipe off my brush. And I'm going to grab some of that base coat. Right? Fix my part that's into the body. And then I'm going to zigzag zoom. Having that base coat on my brush. I'm going to zigzag zoom. And then he now wound up underneath both of these. He wound up underneath both of these. And I'm just grabbing that base coat. I know I keep saying base coat. What I mean is just the original color, the basic color that these feathers are. And I'm just going to soften it even more. And that's how you get the feathers to be one on top of each other. Okay? Or these two guys are totally on top of this guy. So that's how you do that. It's not that difficult. You just kind of have to get used to having the amount of paint that you need. Always start off with less than what you think you need. Always start off with less than what you think you need because you can always build it up. You can always build it up. It's easier to put paint on than to take it off. 6,000%. So start off with little bits at a time. Practice the zigzag zoom. Practice the blending. And you'll be able to get used to doing that. And like I said, if you really can't get a grasp of that right away, it does take some practice. You can just make your feathers all different variations of the same color and it'll be just fine. It'll be all good. So what I did for my design is I put, I got my teal, my pretty teal color going on. And I put a teardrop of teal. Like that. And I colored it in. It's hard to see on the original because it was really, really dark. It's a really, really dark teal color. Okay. So I put this in. And then on the ones that are hiding, you kind of just put whatever piece of the design you're going to see. Because you're not going to see the whole design because they're underneath. Okay? So you just put in whatever piece is going to be peeking out. So we started off with a teal eyeball. A teal eyeball going on. And I gotta let that dry. So I love how all of you are totally zoned out painting right now. 6,000%. I like it a lot. You guys are all in the zone. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty. We got to let that dry. I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty and I'm going to put my eyeball in here with black paint. So the eyeball, you want to make it so the top part of the eyeball is cut off. So you're going to do a U shape in the thicker part of this. Just like that. And I don't know what kind of music is playing right now, but I gotta hit the button. I gotta hit the button because that just sounds like a video game that went nuts. Oh, did anybody else hear that like mess that was going on with that music? I gotta use non-copyright music. Hi everybody. I gotta use non-copyright music because otherwise they shut me down. So, and I have a playlist saved, but every once in a while this weird thing shows up. I don't know what it is. So, you're going to do a horseshoe shape. And just fill it in. Just fill it in. And then you want to put the little nostril piece. You're going to do a little teardrop for the nostril piece right there. Right in that little sweet spot right there. Okay? And I'm going to swirl tap that Mr. Nifty, because next thing I want to do is for my wing design. These are fun. These are a lot of fun. This is like super fun, and it's so cute, and it's not hard. See these guys? Isn't that pretty? That's like so pretty right there, and it's really not that hard to do. I love it. I like it a lot. Yes, I do. I like it a lot. So I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty, and I'm going to grab just blue. So I'm grabbing the darkest color of the colors that I made him, because we're staying in the same color family. You know how badly I want to make every feather, like I want to make a rainbow peacock. I really did. And that would have been a lot of work though. So right where your little corners are, right here. For this one, I can rest my hand, and I'm going to pull out and then do a swirly. Right, I got just blue paint on there. And you want to make sure it's nice and loose and thin so it goes on smooth. So I'm going to pull out and then just do a little swirly, just like that. And then the next one, I'm going to put it at an angle, so I'm going to pull up this way. Notice I'm moving my hand, not the brush, and it's a little shorter than the other one, and do a little swirly. And then this guy is another little swirly right there. Right? So pretty and so easy to do. I like it. I like it a lot. So the Swirlicues on this guy, so they're going to come out to the front of him. So the first one I angled down and kind of followed this wing right here. And then did my little swirl, just like that. And then the next one is a little shorter and up a little higher. So I'm going to pull this out and do my swirl. Okay, and you just move your hand, not the brush. And like Marla said, if you got to put your pinky out, that's fine too. The only thing is that if your paint is goopy, this is not going to be easy for you. You got to make sure that your paint is nice and loose and thin, and not to the point of being transparent, but to the point of where it's going to glide smooth. Because if you have globs, if you got globs as paint and you're putting those globs on your brush, you're going to get globs on your painting. So the hardest part of this is to make sure your paint's the right consistency. Lots of time, guys, you have the skill set. It's just the brush you're using isn't the right brush, or it's damaged. And the paint you're using might not be the right paint, or it's just not the right consistency. So yes, Bonnie, definitely doing it backwards would be better. So this way you don't put your hand in what you already made. Yeah, you should probably start with the little one first. Yep, 6,000%. So, but you know me. Sometimes I go backwards. Like I said, do as I say, don't do as I do. Alright, so last one. I'm curling here and shoop, just like that. Yeah, see, I already, I get my hand and stuff all the time, and I know, I'm my own worst enemy sometimes, but that's okay. So, now that my little teal is dry here, I'm going to take Mr. Nifty. We're all little backers. That's right, Lynn. You got that right. And you can use, if you don't have nifties, that's okay. You can use a small round for details. If you want nifties, I already told you how to do that. I already told you how to do that. So, white paint. So let me find some clean white on this palette somewhere. I got somewhere, some hiding somewhere. There's some right there. White paint and outline. I just outlined them. So we outline them, and I have to grab new white paint because I just did that whole glob story, and my white paint's kind of globby. So let's practice what we preach, Eve. You love your nifty? Nifties are awesome. He's awesome. He makes life so much easier. Alright, so I outline this in white. 6,000%. And then if one's hiding under the other, you just paint in what you would see. You would just paint in what you would see. Okay, just like that. And outline the other one. So, and once you put a design on all of your feathers, it really starts to look pretty cool. You know, once you have the design on all the feathers, it looks really cool. So, and then we have to let this dry. So, I'm going to put the eyeliner on my Peacock here. So, nifty white paint. And we'll start with the top line. So the top line, I just swooped it and did a little curve. Swooped it and did a little wing. And I put my hand in something. Hello, Sharon, how you doing? And then you want to do your bottom line. Right, nice and slow and easy, and just letting the paint flow and pull down. And then you got to do the life dot. I call it a life dot. It's a little dot in the eyeball. Boop, right there. And you could do the little white line too. You just follow the curve of the eyeball. Just like that. Hello, Sharon. How you doing, lovey? Sharon's in the house. I have no idea where my pen went. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. So wasn't Tuesday so much fun? I thought of Tuesday because all that stuff that I had on my table, I was like dropping everything, and you guys want to see it? I made an official painting out of what we did on Tuesday. You want to see it? Yeah? Okay. So, it's not, this isn't going to be a paint party. This is what we learned on Tuesday. So I'm not going to make it into a paint party, but if you guys want to see what I turned it into, since we made heaven, this is the finished piece. Let me move the camera back so you can see it. So that's the finished piece. So if any of you are wondering how to make clouds and you weren't here on Tuesday, go watch the replay. We tried all these different tools and all these different things to turn around and learn how to see what worked. Thank you so much. See what worked to be able to make clouds. So I took our practice piece and I worked on it some more and made it in a Eve's Creations original. Eve's Artistry original. I didn't do the stairway, Bonnie, because I don't know, it's kind of overplayed. I mean, every single heaven painting I see has the staircase, so I just wanted to keep it simple. I just wanted to keep it simple with just the star and have all the pretty soft. So I think it gets the point across. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna post it on my Eve's Artistry page, and maybe someday somebody's gonna own it. So, oh, and speaking of paintings, next Friday is Friday the 13th. Oh, so scary. So, thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, everybody. So, Friday the 13th, it's coming to get you. Is next Friday. We're gonna do mist. We're gonna do trees, and all sorts of happy stuff. So he's coming to get you. He's coming to get you, guys. Okay. So that being said, let's take now that our eyeball's done and our face details are done. How amazing is that? Isn't this peacock is just so pretty, and it's really not that difficult. The only difficult thing really is well, getting your shape down, but then doing the shading in here. And like I said, you just change the colors of your feathers. So I'm gonna grab white paint, Mr. Nifty again, and we're gonna do the curlicues. We're going to do the curlicues, and like Bonnie said, we'll start with the one on top first. So if these curlicues are dry for you, well, that one wasn't dry because I just smudged it. That's what spit's for, guys. I hope you get to do it too, Cynthia. Yeah. When I saw that our paint party landed on Friday the 13th, I just couldn't resist. And I know it's not some of your guys' thing, but that's okay, because there's still stuff to practice and learn, and, you know, you can make it your own. You don't have to do the Jason, you know what I mean? You could just put a person, or, you know, you can have somebody walking down the path in the woods, or whatever you want to make it into. You guys know I want you to go rogue. So anyway, our curlicues, right, these are little guys. So the first one, and I'm going to do what Bonnie said, I'm going to start with the top one so I don't put my hand in it. So literally, I'm going to close up. I'm going to show you real close so I can show you how I'm doing this curl. Okay, so what you want to do is I'm putting my brush on here, and I'm pulling out. And then I'm going to just go like that with the brush. So with the bristles, you want to make sure that you're not bending them and pressing hard. A very light touch. So then the bristles just curl around. So I'm going to pull it, and then a very light touch. It's just going to curl around. Now, my bristles, it was weird because I was trying to get my hand out of the way. But if you hold it like a pencil and it's straight onto your canvas, if you bend it this way or that way, that's why I got the thick curl. But I was trying to keep my hand out of the way to show you how to curl it around. But if you hold it straight on like this and a very light touch, just the tip of the bristles touching, and you just kind of move your hand like that. Move your hand around like that, and with it straight onto the canvas, you'll get your curlicue. Okay? That's how you would do a curlicue. It's kind of hard to show you without my hand being in the way. Okay? And then the other ones are facing in. So you want to curl this way. So you just bring it up, curl it around. And then this one was a little out further than that one. Curl it around. And then this one comes down and curl it around. Just like that. See? It's such a cute, it's such a pretty design. I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So back to our design down here. So the next thing in my design down here was a black circle. So I'm going to grab Tiny, And I'm going to grab my black paint, and I'm going to make sure it's still loose and thin. It's sitting on my palette for a while. And now, when you do a circle, you can do like I said, you can do that line thing too. So, since these are at angles, you can turn around and draw your line at the angle, and then do your parentheses on the one side and your parentheses on the other side. If you're not so good at drawing circles, I mean, a circle is a circle no matter what angle it's at. You could also do a scribble circle, where you just kind of move your hand around in a circle like this and put a circle in there. So, and the parentheses trick works too. So the next piece was, and then of course if it's hiding, you're just going to do a piece of it. So I loop it that way, loop it this way, and then I frame it in, and then I could color it in. And then I could color it in. Okay, so if the feather is hiding underneath other feathers, you're just going to put the pieces that you would actually see. Okay, and parentheses and a parentheses, and then color it in. And the very last thing I have to show you guys is I just put dots in here. So obviously you would wait and put the dots in, but I just put the dots in. So I'm going to swirl tap that, my tiny brush, and I did, actually, they don't all have the same number of dots in them, but they're all odd numbers. So I just put a dot in the middle of it, boop, like that, and then I went around it. And I don't know where the red paint just came from, so let me wipe my brush off. And then I just went around it. Boop, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So odd numbers are better than even numbers. And that is everything you need to know to do our pretty, pretty little peacock. Good night, Carolyn. Have a great night. Oh, yes. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and to all the fur baby moms out there. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. 6,000%. So, I hope you had a lot of fun with this one. Lots of simple little things, and it just looks so pretty. Next is Friday the 13th. I don't know what we're doing on Tuesday yet. If there's anything you guys ever want to learn, message me. I could put it in. Happy Mother's Day, Bonnie. I could put it in the works. Same to you, Diane. I can turn around and put it into the works. I can make a how-to out of it. I do have my how-to list of other people's suggestions, so I'll probably look at that. So 6,000% though, if you have an idea or maybe a painting you'd like to do. I wrote down the idea of the doing like a wedding dress, so I can definitely do something like that. Bonnie, you're going to paint from the replay? Yes, so replays are always, always, always available. It is always free to watch. Tips are appreciated. The stars are activated, so you can hit the little stars button. They're a penny each if you weren't sure. And to all of you that sent stars already, thank you so, so, so much. If you send me support, just make sure. Do I have any painting tutorials doing a lion? I did a lion when I did how to fur. I did a rainbow lion. So, Bonnie, if you look up how to paint fur, it was a Tuesday event. I did a rainbow lion during that video. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So, I didn't do a paint party with a lion, but I did a how-to, and we did the lion when I was teaching how to paint fur. Kind of like what I did with the fluffy kitty, except he's a fluffy lion. So, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, and 6,000%. Make sure I get your address, because I will send you out nifties. I was just doing the nifty project before, and you all warmed my heart, and thank you everybody for the support so far. And if there's ever a painting that you see, they're all for sale. So if you want one of Eve's originals, if you want one of my originals, they're all original paintings, and I can customize them. So any of the paintings that I've done, every single one is for sale. So if you'd like to own my Peacock painting, or if you'd like to own my Jason painting, or if you'd like to own any paintings from before, my windmill painting, or any of that kind of stuff, just message me. And the brush sets, message me for the brush sets. They're every single brush I use for every single video, so you can't go wrong there. And have a great night, Cindy. Yes, 6,000%. And this was good. This was fun. It was another fun Friday with the fam. Oh yeah. Ooh, talk about alliteration. Fun Friday with the fam. So I appreciate all of you for coming on and painting with me. And I can't paint to wait. I can't wait to paint with all of you guys next week. Thank you, Cynthia. The videos are on YouTube. I have a TikTok account if you'd like to see little short tidbits. I do post those videos on my page, but the full videos are on TikTok. Thank you so much, Ariel. Thank you, Debbie. Oh, Irene, thank you so much for the stars. You're a sweetheart. And, right? That's why we're fam, because we just hang out together and chill and support each other and have fun. So, 6,000%. That's what we do here. So, if you like our vibe, we'll see you next week. That's just what we do. So, I just want to thank you all. You all warmed my heart. And I'm going to sign off now, so the video isn't like crazy long. And have a happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to the fur baby moms, too. You guys count. 6,000%. You are so welcome, Diane. And thank you, everybody, for joining me. Y'all warm my heart, and have fun and go create, okay? Mwah. Good night, everybody.